Hi there, my name is Nur Shagan and I'm one of the Wellbeing and Engagement Leads here at PFAS. It is a great opportunity to be able to be sharing my experience and my thoughts around why we are celebrating Black History Month. I think it's a great opportunity to celebrate and recognize and really reflect on the contribution that the Black community in the UK and globally has made. It is an opportunity as well for our Black communities in the UK and globally to reclaim the narrative, and that has been the theme for this month. It's really about looking back and celebrating the struggles that much of the Black community have endured to be where they are today. If we go back to the contribution that they've made, whether you're looking at the Windrush generation, the contribution to building the UK in particular during World War II. And then if we look globally just at the struggles and the various narratives that have been around, and we do need to take that opportunity. For me, it's the opportunity to be more curious, to understand the history. And I think for me personally, if we don't raise a voice and we are not those allies, then we can't expect things to move or change, or that we educate ourselves or take responsibility. It's not the nicest of topics. We often feel that it can be one of those that's uneasy, perhaps, to speak about. Perhaps we don't know how to approach it. And I've always taken it in terms of its respect for all. It's the acknowledgement and that, together, whether you're from a Black community or from a white, or whether you're from a South Asian, that together we are where we are today as a result of all our differences and our diversity, and to celebrate that. And I think this is the opportunity with Black History Month to actually see and respect and really honor those people that have contributed to really building nations and making those contributions. There are thousands of examples that if you go out and actually see that, you've had Black leaders and Black people actually contribute vastly to a lot of the great innovation out there that we see today, and perhaps don't get the recognition that they deserve and see, whether it's been in the NHS, and we can see a variety of people that actually led a lot around nursing, etc., during a really turbulent time. For me, I always reflect personally. My background is quite diverse, being born in Zimbabwe, raised in South Africa, and then on to Sweden, and then came to the UK. Black history has always been part of my life, thinking back to, very early on, I grew up around a lot of Black communities, and I learned a lot about the resilience, the beauty, the Ubuntu that we often talk about. You are because we are. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, and wanted to celebrate this Black History Month, is that Black community took me as one of their own, and I am who I am as a result of that, and to recognize that. I've also had the privilege and great honor to actually be at Nelson Mandela's inauguration in 1994. I was a child, and it made a huge impression on me to be part of that, and to actually witness someone that is a big part of Black history, that actually fought for equality and fought for us to have a voice, people of color to have a voice. And the thing that stuck with me when he actually had his speech was around the fact that if we don't, look back and recognize what we can as individuals do to change the narrative or contribute to the narrative in a positive way, then we are not part of the change. So I think it really sank in, and I think when you've had the privilege of meeting someone like Nelson Mandela, which I had, is that there was no bitterness to the way he was. He just merely was saying, now is the time to change the narrative. How can we do better now? How can we, even if you are an individual voice, how can we make things better now moving forward? And I think that is what the pivotal part of Black History Month is for me, is going back to that theme of reclaiming narratives. If we are not strong enough to actually stand up and say we will educate ourselves, we will find the guidance, and we will stand up and appreciate the history, but also find ways that we better the history moving forward, then we are not part of the change that we want to see. So that really is a pivotal part of why I'm so passionate about Black History Month, that I think we do need to recognize it, that I also accept the fact that it's not an easy topic to be speaking about, but that actually it can make a difference, and that all of us, just by, you know, asking and being curious, can really be the change that we want to see. So I really encourage you in the latter part, whether it's 15 minutes or anything, connect with one of your colleagues and ask them, just, you know, what history do you have? What are you most proud of? I personally, as I said, I shared my story about Nelson Mandela, but I'm probably proudest of the fact that, you know, growing up, I had what we would call a gogo or your amaya, who used to really take care of you as a child, and, you know, from a Black community, and raised me and was really my mother in so many ways. So I think, you know, in terms of that, we have work to do. We're not saying the world is where we would like it to be, but it does start with one of us putting up our hands and saying, you know what, I'm willing to learn more. I'm willing to really invest in my, you know, curiosity around the contribution that the Black community has made in the UK and globally. So, you know, do reach out to one of the people that have shared their stories that we have been sharing over the past month. Reach out if you are interested in becoming an ED&I representative or ambassador, because we can't do this on our own, and the agenda is quite big. And whether you're talking about Black History Month or any of the key topics within ED&I would really encourage you to come forward and show your passion for it, because as the philosophy goes, we can only do it when we do it together. Can't be just one of us putting our hands up. So I look forward to hearing from you and sharing your experiences around how you think we could be doing better within this area. Thank you.